Hello YouTube, this is BUB'S Comics coming at you with a comic haul. This is going to be a fun one for me. It's got all kinds of good stuff. So let's get into it, along with a little new books, old books, Grail books, all kinds of good books. First, we'll start off with a challenge that I have. I've been collecting, trying to collect every appearance of Werewolf by Night. I've got the big boys already done with Werewolf by Night 32 and some of the other harder, more expensive ones. Volume 2, there's a couple of expensive ones, well, relatively based compared to the rest of the run. So anyway, I picked up this Ghost Rider number 55. This is Ghost Rider meets Werewolf by Night, and it's Ghost Rider number 55. I think it's pretty cool. I love the cover, all that yellow and red and Ghost Rider there, and who knows who's stringing him up, and here comes Werewolf by Night. And as always, you never quite know what's going to happen when Werewolf by Night shows up. He usually gets attacked, nice newsstand edition. And if you're a Bronze Age collector, especially of Marvel, to get the centering on these books, we talk about it often on the No Faces Comic Chat every Monday night, right? So we talk about that often, to get centering on these books. Well, this is one of those books that's hard to get centered because there's so many things going on. When you see this bottom right hand corner where it says whatever you think it says, featuring the frightening return of Tattered Emelian. Okay. So when you look at the edge of that, where the green box meets the edge, if this wrap isn't exactly right, that's going to cut off that green edge. And it's just going to be, cutting in like a banner across. You won't see that there's an actual border to that. Similarly, at the top right corner, you got the Comics Code of Authority. So if that's over too far, that gets cut off. Then, of course, you have the usual, boxes here, and those are all centered just right. The edging here for that is centered just right. And then, of course, across the top, you can see that Marvel Comics Group, probably easier to show it like that, centered just right across the top, an even spacing of yellow to blue. That is very difficult to find. To find Bronze Age books with that level of centering is rare. So anyway, there's my entry for that. Nice 50-cent book, looks pretty cool. Ghost Rider number 55 for my collection. Next we have the Uncanny X-Men number 158. This is the second appearance of Rogue. As you know, our first appearance is in an Avengers annual, so pretty cool. What starts to turn into a classic pose of Wolverine getting knocked backwards that way. So pretty cool. I like this book. This is this is one of those must-haves. So I was glad to have it. I found it at a good price. Another well-centered book, looking good. So happy to have that. I love all the X-Men coming out of the top banner here. I think that's pretty cool. That's probably my favorite X-Men grouping there, when they had the characters coming out like that. I like it much better than the floating heads. I like to see the bodies and everything running out. There you go, Uncanny X-Men 158, just picking up keys here and there from the Uncanny X-Men run. Here's Uncanny X-Men 221. There's those floating heads I was talking about. And this book is the first appearance of Mr. Sinister, I believe. So pretty cool. And again, you see Wolverine. I mean, they're almost exactly the same. So pretty cool. Havoc's crying out and blasting Wolverine. Maybe the first appearance of Hot Claws Wolverine? I don't know. We'll look into that. So there you go. Next we've got a Golden Age book that I picked up because I just couldn't not pick it up. I won it in an auction. I didn't think I'd win it. Every now and then I go for some of these Golden Age books, and I kind of just throw in a Hail Mary bid, a little low bid, and I just wait and see what happens, and every now and then I pick up one. So that's kind of where I'm at with my Golden Age collection. There's a couple of key books I'm after, but for the most part, I'll take any of them if they're in good condition and I like the subject matter. So this one is Girl Confessions, number 31. Yes, because prior to this, there were 30 entire Girl Confessions. And now we have number 31. You're welcome, everybody. This is an Atlas comic, so this is the predecessor to Marvel. When the real thing comes along, and there he is. He's taking what he wants, and he's got that girl, and she's just so happy about it. So this book is full of great ads. If you've never picked up a Golden Age book and read through the ads, and I have, but what's funny about this book is that it was a comic for girls. So this comic, the ads in this comic, there's one for bra, like an amazing shape-making bra. There's one for nails. There's one for lips. One for eyes. A diet gum. Like if you eat the gum, you're gonna lose weight. It's guaranteed to lose weight if you chew this gum. It's hilarious. I love it. So with the boys comics, there's usually like don't be a scrawny wimp and lift weights and or you can be a salesman or earn your CPA in 5 hours. All this kind of stuff in the boys comics. And the girls comic, they have this kind of stuff. So it's absolutely great. Cute little stories. Tons of reading. Like it'd take me an hour to read all the text in this book. It's a lot of reading. So anyway, and now the book we've all been waiting for. The first book off of my 2019 want list. Very happy to have this book. There's a little bit of a story behind it. I may not get into it here, but here is House of Secrets 92. So, I am a low-grade collector, okay? I'm not ashamed by that. I kind of enjoy that. I don't look for the rattiest books I can find, but they look for me. No, what it is that when you're a low-grade collector, it means that you're willing to have everything kind of almost perfect, right? And you settle a lot, but in the end, you find that settling doesn't really make you unhappy, and your collection grows, and it looks pretty good collectively. So if you pull out any one book in my collection, you're probably not going to find the greatest example of that title or of that book. But when you look at my collection as a whole, I think it speaks for itself. A lot of keys, a few runs that I care about, and it starts looking like a pretty solid collection. And maybe not now, but some years down the road, even the collection that I have and the condition of the books that I keep them in will still maintain value or raise in value most likely. So anyway, what happens is that with all these books, generally my book is somewhere around, I'm a 3.5 and under collector. A lot of times I'll get a 2.5, but my goal is always kind of to get the best looking book I can get, the most presentable book, the book that I'm proud to display the most. And usually you have to give up something. So like my Werewolf by Night 32, it looks like probably a 4.5 on the cover. But on the back cover, there's like a big hole, right? So, that's something that other people probably wouldn't want that book because of that. I don't really care. It's not their collection. It's mine. So on this one, this is House of Secrets 92. This book looks like a pretty solid 5. I think on a bad day, like if the grader had constipation or something and his wife's aggravation and all that stuff, and he ends up grading it maybe a 4 or 4.5, but I think on a good day, this should be about a 5 or a 5.5. It's very neat corners, a little bit of a chip there, but not much. Again, neat corners. No creasing across the front. There's no restoration of any kind, and the spine ticks are kept to a minimum. There are, of course, some there, here and there, but ultimately not much. And this is a very dark book that tends to have quite a bit of creasing and spine ticks and just quite a bit of wear on it. Plus, it has that kind of grayed out cover that they did on purpose. So there's also a lot of different dimensions. Like every now and then you'll see this color will be very dark or very black. The blacks change from cover to cover. So you really have to find the one that you like and you're happy with. This is one I liked and I'm very happy with it. And the back cover is just about the same. Very white, very clean. Pretty nice book. I could use a press like anything else, but really, as a low-grade collector, you don't get caught up on pressing. Certainly not paying to get them pressed. I may buy a press someday, and this might be a candidate after I've cooked or planked out about $100 bin books, maybe I'll end up pressing this. But between now and then, we've got the first appearance of Swamp Thing and House of Secrets 92. And, I don't think anyone would call this a low grade. I'd say it's a mid to high grade. But there's an issue with the book. There's a little bit of a tear, not a little bit, there's quite a significant tear and a rip chunked out of like 2 pages of the book. There's a piece missing. So, at first I was like, I don't know, and I kind of struggle with it. But in the end, I realized that, this, for the price that I paid for it, this is hands down, because I looked even after I owned it. I kept looking. And this is hands down the best presenting book for the price that I paid, bar none. And I would almost have to pay double what I paid to get a book that presented as well as this, that had no problems, no flaws. So as a low grade collector, flaws are par for the course, and you just kind of make sure that it's something you can live with. There's going to be a problem with every book. You just make sure it's something you can live with. And this was something I could live with, because the presentability of this book is off the charts. It's just beautiful. It's an absolutely gorgeous book, and it deserved to be in my collection. So there you have it. House of Secrets 92. I thank you all for stopping by, and also I want to say that another thing, I didn't want to pass up on this book, because I feel like the trailer for the Swamp Thing, the first teaser trailer for the Swamp Thing show, should be coming out soon. They already have it cast. I think they've already started filming, but they do those teaser trailers just based off stills and rendered drawings, all kinds of stuff, or just sometimes they'll just throw a logo up or something like that. So a teaser trailer can kind of come at any time once the show's greenlit. And so I think that the teaser trailer for the Swamp Thing, when it hits, these books are going to jump in value, even if it's momentary. I'd say every book will take a $100 jump, maybe 2 if it's a higher grade book. So when that starts happening, these books could get out of reach for some people. They could get out of reach for me. So I wanted to get one secure. I may upgrade it someday, which is the idea of being a low grade collector up front, is that you may upgrade these books down the line. So this is a book that should hold its value, whatever that value is, and then maybe even get a bump in a month or 2. So there you go. So House of Secrets 92, 15 center. I just keep staring at it, but I'll let y'all go. So when you get done collecting all your low grade keys that you just love, go read one of them. Thanks. Bye.